Hey, hello. What's up, you guys? Apparently, I've gotten some feedback that I'm too nice and positive. The dark energy resides within. What you point out in other people, you also point out within yourself. Just because you don't act out on an action doesn't mean that the thought process or the feelings aren't there. And just because people show up in kindness doesn't mean that they're naive or they're weak. Especially when they know what you've done. Especially when you threaten them and they stay kind. When they know that you're talking behind their back and you stay kind. You try to understand. You try to not like blend, but like merge. Because you've merged with yourself. And so to help others find their inner joy, which you could call healing, but being healed isn't just a destination. It's not just somewhere you like stop. Healing is continuous. We get hurt continuously throughout life, so we heal continuously throughout life, spiritually, physically, and on other levels as well. To me, when somebody has healed and grown from something, the next test is to be put in a similar situation and see if the self-trust, if the things have settled so that they can move forward. How would they treat themselves in that situation, being that they learned how to raise themselves out of this situation? If you are not aware of this, you will join in on the shit talking, on the gossiping, and the hurt. Now, some people say that they like the pain, that they like the hurt, and that's just who they are, and what they're used to. And while that may be true for some people, for some entities, to restore balance, I also see right the fuck through it. Sometimes when you live in the hurt and the pain, you feel like continuously defending, protecting, and standing up for yourself is what's gonna keep you safe, keeps you from needing to change. But what happens when those things that you're fighting for evolve and move forward and release, and then you are not stuck, but you feel that way because you want to hold on to this mentality or this structure, because it is what you are used to. It was what you grew in. How are you supposed to know any different? Why would you want to put in the work to create the change if the people you would be changing for to be kinder just reject you when you're vulnerable or deny those parts of themselves, leaving you feeling abandoned and alone? Then thrusting you deeper into that cycle of pain and hurt. Every single person on the world wants to feel understood. Every single person in the world needs to put in the work to understand themselves. Because then you'll understand that you can't understand everything. And you can have that patience with yourself, with other people. I it's all my fault, I am the problem, or it's all their fault, they are the problem, it doesn't resolve anything. It's just an ongoing war, an ongoing chaos. You want help, but you don't even want to help yourself. You want help, but the people in front of you who can help you, you turn away from them because they're too bright, because you feel inferior. No, man, if somebody's put in front of you to assist you on your spiritual, your healing, your medical, your normal fucking journey, whatever you want to call it, however you identify it as, wherever you identify as. To recognize that there has to be a balance between the internal work and the external work. That is why people cut each other off. That is why people stick together. Understanding how pack mentality can be helpful and can be harmful to the individuals within. Sometimes when we express our feelings or things that hurt us, people are so quick to go, well, you did this to me. Well, you this, you that, you this. And while that may be true, right? So whether you are giving or receiving, either end, you have to be willing to hear their side. You want everything to go your way? Things never go your way. And you can either ride on that in the most hellish way possible, or you can look at it and go, it's kind of like a game. How can I use this to my benefit? Maybe it's the universe balancing the scales of my internal world, my narcissism, and other people, the other communities, their feelings, their narcissism. Maybe the world, maybe the energy of the collective of the world balances things out. Chances are, if you experience this, you may feel like you're always doing something wrong, you're always getting punished, and so then it doesn't matter what I do because I always get hurt anyway. It doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I said because they did this to me, I tried to be nice and it didn't work. So I'ma just fire back, fire back, fire back, fire back. You're afraid to be alone, so you don't leave them. You're afraid to be alone. You feel alone with them. You're afraid to be alone because you're afraid to be with yourself. You want somebody to love you, you don't even love yourself. When I say you love every single part of you, I mean it. Healing isn't easy, it's not a breeze. It's not you're just sitting around doing nothing. It's not. It's not everything is a vacation. It's not you're touching, you're doing things, you're saying things that you're not supposed to. It's not that you're causing chaos. No, you are birthing yourself. Have you ever seen a birth? It is chaos. It is pain. It is creation. It is beauty. It is love. It is light. And it is dark. Because not all births are successful. And it doesn't have to just be a child. These are projects, relationships, institutions, structures, systems, knowledge, education. You point at one thing, do you not see that it is in everything? But then that is too much. And then so you come within and you just want to fight. And you're just taking the energy that they are giving you and it is either holding you down or you are spitting it back out. And they continue to win. Who is they? Is there any winning or losing? No. But what I consider winning is having your own energy and loving yourself and feeling confident and proud in yourself Not in a cocky, arrogant, egotistical way where you just, nah, no, that's not true. That's not true. I know. Yeah, I've experienced some things, but I recognize that if I don't want someone to invalidate my experience, I will not invalidate theirs. And that there is something to learn from both of those. And that in fact, if you were to boil it all down, we are all saying the same thing. If you want to cause harm to someone else, you are hurting and you realize that, but you feel stuck. It's not my fault. It's not their fault. And it's not your fault. So what then? When there is no one to blame, what then? When your actions don't have excuses, when your words have no intention and no backing, and you find out that you are hiding from yourself, and how much good and positive change you could create in this world if you just believed in it, instead of sitting down and spewing all the bullshit that they want you to. They want you to do that. They want you to be just like them. The same people who hurt you, that want to control you. There are people who do it unintentionally. There are people who do it intentionally. You can't always tell. You can't always know, because people change. Maybe their intention was this in the beginning and now it's this. You could know that this is where you want to end up. That is where you started, but over there's where you're at now, and you don't want to go over there. And that's okay. That's also part of the healing journey. When you deny yourself, when you deny that you're moving forward, when you deny that your voice matters, that you've done good and bad, and that you are capable of both, and that is your strength, that you're not crazy, you see through it, your sight cuts through the bullshit. Your owl tells you what the fuck is going on. It does. Your intuition, your tummy, your solar plexus, whatever you want to call it. But the responsibility of happiness, of your joy, resides within you. It is difficult to become that place of power where you finally do get your happiness and you just want to share it with others. If you are so caught up in the real world, you don't have time to heal. You don't have time to figure out who you are, to care for yourself. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. And that's some people's life purpose for sure. But if you're doing that and you're finding yourself more and more unhappy, or more and more drained, or more and more like you're not fitting, then there's a possibility you are to create your own path. And as you create your own path, you are the judge. Now, that doesn't mean you can just do whatever and that you're never going to be policed. But there are people just like you. I don't care who you are, what you do, what you did, what you crave. Good or bad, I don't care. Do you know who you are? Give yourself that love. Give yourself that love. You are worthy and desiring of that love. And yes, the hope runs out. And it's meant to. You're meant to hit a breaking point. But you're not meant to live there. You're not meant to live in the breaking point. And so if you have been living in your breaking point for more than 2 years, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you guys, by the way. This isn't for everyone. But fate, closing out toxic cycles, that label of like toxic, this, that, like that mental illness thing, like more and more every single day, I see that like, I see through it. I see through the facade. I see the spiritual abilities. It is really hard to listen to just like a handful of people when the world is saying something different. Not necessarily just the people, but like the structures in place sometimes, you know. Not all of them. I'm just saying. Labeling, you're crazy, you're an asshole, you're a bitch, stuff like that. That also doesn't, what does that do? Huh? You're a bitch? You mean to say that what you said kind of hurt my feelings? I'm not sure if it's me or you or something from the past, but can we just talk about it? Can we just talk about the feeling that was triggered? Hey, I heard somebody told me you said this about me, and like, I'm not really sure if you said it like that, and I'm not trying to like get them in trouble either, but I'm just kind of like, you know, I just want to make sure we're okay, because it doesn't matter what other people say, right? And that's the thing. When you go into community, you still uphold your personal relationships. You have to hold yourself to your own boundaries and your own standards. And it's like, you know, you get told, watch what you say, watch this, watch that. Well, first of all, that's keeping the criminals criminals. A death threat is a death threat. It's not to be taken lightly, especially from someone who is known to commit violence. But just remember that there's so much more beyond death. And that I don't care if you hate me or if you love me, because I know you love me because of the way I love you. It's not going to stop me. I'm not going to stop when I'm dead. I may not come back to this world, but I'm not going to stop when I'm dead. I am who I am. You are who you are. We are who we are. And we can all put in the work to have some patience and come together. Things are about to change in a great way. And if you don't believe that, you'll feel like everything is falling apart. And that's okay too. But I'm not your enemy. I'm doing this for you guys. I already understand this. Do you understand? You guys teach me things that I don't fully understand yet. That is the equal exchange. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Thank you.